Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Her parents were told their little girl's cancer was incurable. They were told to prepare for the end. But now, in what her Great Ormond Street doctor called almost a miracle, 1-year-old Layla Richards is better and recovering well at home. That's after she became the first patient in the world to be given a kind of designer cell therapy at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London. Scientists physically edited the genes of donor immune cells to seek out and fight off her disease, as our science editor Tom Clark now reports.
When faced with the prospect of losing a child, most parents would risk anything to save them. Luckily for Layla Richards' mum and dad, there was one slim hope. A type of therapy entirely new to science, never used in humans before.
I've said to the doctors, there's got to be a first, you've got to try new things, otherwise you would never know. And there's always got to be a first, and luckily for us, it's Layla. The risk, we had to sign a consent form to say we risk death just to do the treatment, and we done it. It was scary, it was terrifying for all of us, and we made that decision for her, and it happened to be the best decision we can ever make.
And delighted she should be, because if Layla stays leukemia free, she'll be the first human cured by a technique called gene editing. Scientists here at Great Ormond Street had been experimenting with the technique to make cancer-killing cells to use in a future clinical trial, and Layla's family came along just as they were ready.
We explained to them very carefully, look, this is something in our models, it looks very good. We're planning to do a phase 1 study, it's some months away. We can try and leapfrog that step and get special permission to use this, and they wanted us to do that. I think they understood quite clearly that, you know, there's an unknown, it's experimental, it's not been done before, but we're willing to give that a try.
It required the highest levels of ethical approval. Reprogramming living human cells is in its infancy. They're essentially handmade in an ultra-sterile lab to avoid contamination. This is the only lab of its kind in Europe that's capable of doing the cutting-edge genetic manipulations that are essential for this groundbreaking procedure to work. And what the scientists did was take a human cell out of the body and engineer it to make it superhuman. First, they used a disabled virus to insert a new gene to arm the human T-cell to seek out and attack Layla's leukemia. Next, they used the experimental gene editing technique to disarm the donor cell so it wouldn't attack her healthy cells. They used it again to delete another gene, making the cell invisible to Layla's powerful anti-leukemia drugs. The cells destroyed all traces of leukemia in Layla's blood, proving they work. But it's not just a triumph for her. Scientists worldwide are racing to prove the potential of these new gene editing techniques. But this is the first evidence the approach may have cured a patient.
It wasn't just to save Layla, it was a chance to find something else new to help other people than using chemo all the time. Like, you know, that was the whole purpose. To get Layla well, but to help other people.
The technique is so powerful, it could be used not just to treat other cancers, but also reverse untreatable, inherited genetic diseases. So Layla isn't just a lucky little girl, she could become a landmark in the history of medicine.
Tom Clark reporting.
I've been